If you gave me $1,000 today and told me to start investing from scratch, I wouldn't day trade it, I wouldn't invest it in crypto, and I most definitely wouldn't waste it on stuff I didn't need. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I would do if I had $1,000 that I needed to invest. Alright guys, so before we get into this video, I'm just going to let you know this is not financial advice. This is just my personal opinion and my ideas and what I think about the topic. That being said, let's just hop right into it. So before you start actually investing your money, what I would personally do is make sure that I have money set aside for an emergency fund. So obviously it's going to depend on your living situation, what your monthly payments are, what your monthly income is and whatnot. But I'd like to set aside, let's say, maybe $200-300 of that thousand just in an emergency fund. And what that's going to do is it's going to protect you from those rainy day type of situations, right? So, maybe you get a flat tire or maybe you have a fine or a ticket you need to pay off, right? If something bad happens, you have a couple $100 set aside and you can pay it off without having to stress. And this is important, guys, because you don't want to be just one step away from being broke, right? Let's say you have no emergency fund, you invest all your money, and let's say you get a flat tire and you don't have any money to pay for the spare, you're screwed. So it's always good to have a little bit of money set aside just in case an emergency happens. Okay, so let's assume you put aside maybe $200 of that into an emergency fund, you don't touch it, whatnot. Okay, so you're left with $800. What are you gonna do with this $800 that's gonna help you grow your wealth? So for me personally, if this was my first time investing any sort of money in any sort of stock or business or whatever you're going to invest it in, I would open what's called a Roth IRA. Basically what a Roth IRA is an investment account where you can take out the money tax-free once you're 59 and a half years old. And so basically what you do is you open the account. It's completely free to open. You can do it through any online brokerage. I personally did it through Charles Schwab. But you can also do it through other brokerages like E-Trade, Morgan Stanley, Chase Bank, etc. The list goes on and on. And once you open up the account, out of the remaining $800 left, I would put at least half of that money into the account. For the sake of the video, we'll just say $400, but I would probably even go $500 to $600 just because this is going to set you up for the future. It's going to set you up for the long run. So what you do is you put the money into the Roth IRA, and in that account, you actually invest it. And so I'll throw up a couple of different mutual funds or indexes that you can invest in right up on the screen. I personally just have my money in broad index funds, which is basically just a big group of stocks piled together. And this is arguably one of the safest and best investments you can make because no matter if one stock does good or one stock does bad, you'll always, assuming the market's going up, get a safe and steady return. And that return can range from anywhere like 8 to 12% on average, sometimes even up to 15, even 20% in good years like we've seen recently. Alright, so your Roth IRA is done, it's set, and that's going to be what really sets up your whole entire investing career because if you continually invest into that account, you will retire millionaire guaranteed, and it only takes up to $7,500 per year. Okay, so we started with $1,000, now we're down to $400. So what am I gonna do with this last bit of money? Well, $1,000 isn't a huge amount to start with, so what I would like to do is take this money and invest it into myself. And this is gonna be your edge right here because you're gonna take this $400 and you're gonna build skills that in the future will help you build your income. See, a lot of people don't know this, but the highest return on investment you can get when you're in your late teens or your early 20s is investing in yourself, investing in your skills, investing in what you know and who you know. So I'll give you guys a few examples. One thing that I personally did myself, which is going to help me increase my income in the future, was getting my real estate license. So that costs just a couple $100s to get started. I think I only paid actually $100 to do my entire course for my real estate licensing, and then maybe another $100 or so for the test. And with that, I'm going to be able to build the skill of sales. I'm going to learn all about real estate, which is going to guide me through my life and my career. Now, obviously, there's so many different options you can do. You can take that $400 and you can start a small business. So, for example, one small business that I started was a car detailing business, and you can start that with just a couple $100s. You just buy the stuff on Amazon, TikTok Shop, whatnot, go to your local store. You can buy all the gear you need. You don't have to do just car detailing. You can do pressure washing driveways, you can do window cleaning, you can do lawn care and mowing services, whatnot. There's so many different things that you can do to earn money. I'll even throw out a few more examples. You can invest that $400 into, let's say, content creation. So, maybe you pay for a premium editing app. Maybe you pay for a tripod to record on, which you guys can't see, but I'm using that right now. Lighting, setup, microphone, whatnot. That's just another idea that you guys can use. Okay, so let me just do a quick recap before I continue with the video. So we started with $1,000, right? We set up our emergency fund, number one. We set $200 aside for that. Number two, you open up a Roth IRA, which is your tax-free investment account, which is going to help you retire a millionaire. And number three, with that $1,000, you're going to invest in yourself, invest in your skill stack. Okay, so now that we know what I would do with the $1,000, let me also help you guys with a little bit of reverse psychology and show you what I wouldn't do with $1,000. To start, I wouldn't try to turn that 1,000 into 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, etc. You do not want to try to chase fast money, especially when you're starting with very little capital. Examples of this would be day trading, like I mentioned earlier, investing in crypto, maybe gambling. I know sports gambling is huge. Sports gambling is not a business, guys. Do not forget that. And also, I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I would not waste $1,000. So don't go buy stuff you don't need, right? Don't go buy a $1,000 watch that you're gonna wear once or twice and it's gonna lose 50% of its value the second you buy it, right? And that just reminded me of another thing that I forgot to mention earlier in the video, and it'll fall under our third category of investing in yourself and your skills. That's buying books. You see, in today's world, we're all addicted to scrolling. We're all addicted to watching videos on social media. So we don't really learn properly, right? When we just scroll, the information, we don't retain it. No matter how good the info is, we don't retain it. But when you read a book, it's very one-on-one. You get to read the lines, you get to repeat it in your head, and you're able to retain the information much easier. Not to mention that books are written by people who know what they're talking about, who are experts in their industry, and so they can directly help you in whatever facet of life that you're trying to get better in. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, I'm going to do a quick recap before I end the video. The first $1,000 that you have and that you invest isn't about making the most amount of money that you can. With your first $1,000, you want to learn as much as you can. You want to learn how investing works. You want to learn how to build your skills. You want to, read books, gain knowledge, so that when you have access to more capital, maybe you have $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, then you can really start to use the skills that you have built with $1,000 and grow that money into actual wealth. And I promise you guys that if you're actually able to follow through on these habits, then it's almost guaranteed that in the future you'll have the access to capital. You will become rich. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this one, guys. I'm gonna throw up the link to a couple of my older videos if you're interested in content like this. I pretty much just make content around the personal finance, the self-growth, self-development niche. So if you're interested in stuff like that, please drop a like, please subscribe. Or if you just want to help me out, please subscribe. Like, you guys don't know how much it helps me. You're literally helping me, supporting me to follow my dreams. So I appreciate you guys more than anything. And yeah, if you guys have any future video ideas or any questions about this video, please drop them in the comment. I'll respond to all you guys. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.